Zerify is a company with over 2 decades of experience in cyber security solutions. The company helps prevent cyber theft and data security breaches for consumers and businesses and government agencies. With me is Mark Kay, the CEO of Zerify, and George Weller, the Executive Vice President. So welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Now, I saw a bunch of press releases that have been going out, George, about new customers that have been signing up. So bring us up to date on how the business is going.
Oh, the customers that are coming on, they're absolutely great, and there's a couple of really unique business models that they're doing. So just recently, based on the press releases that you're talking about, we had a company come to us, and they were in wellness, healthcare and wellness. That's a natural, because they need to protect confidential HIPAA data, right? That's why they chose us. We had another company come to us that was in aerospace consulting, and they're dealing with government secrets. They need to protect it, so they need to also follow certain NIST guidelines. So they came to us because we're the only company that does that. But one of the most interesting ones, we had a record label come to us and said, hey, we have a big band, and we have a fan base of 500,000 people, and a lot of them we think are willing to pay as a VIP fan and pay a couple extra dollars a month and to the band, and then they would get all this custom content, all this back of office, back of stage types of video conferencing that they would do with the band members. And also, since the band's on the road, 300 concerts a year, they're going to stream the concerts over into our Zerify Meet product, and therefore the fans could see that. So in the comfort of your house, you can now watch a favorite band. You don't have to travel to New Orleans, for a show. Yeah. So they're actually using it not only to get in touch with their, really touch their fan base, but they're driving revenues based on our technology. That's amazing. And all of these companies, they chose us because of compliance. They chose us because we're the only zero trust solution on the market, and because we protect, all that important data, confidential, sensitive corporate data. So all of them chose us because of those reasons.
Yeah. Well, and interesting you mentioned the video conferencing platform, because you're kind of unique in that way that you provide that secure video conferencing, and you've also just been called out by an analyst firm, IT, that rated Zerify a leader in video conferencing. So tell me more about that.
That one is amazing. They came to us and they said, look, we're doing a report on secure video conferencing. Over the last year, secure video conferencing really started to sprout up, because right after the pandemic and everyone went to video conferencing, hackers went there and started stealing data. So now we saw the opportunity, Mark saw the opportunity for us to, build secure video conferencing, and we built the most secure solution on the market. They looked at 20 other companies, and no one was even remotely close to us. We more than doubled, tripled the score than almost everyone else that they looked at. We had the highest score of anyone. And the coolest thing is that they said not only were the #1 rated, they said that our Defender product was the only product on the market that will protect your Zoom, your Teams, or your WebEx, or any other product. So they said we're like a double threat, because we can do two things. We can not only have our own video conferencing platform, we can protect everyone else's video conferencing platform. Yeah. So that's really cool. And the third thing is the thing that Mark loves the most, is that we are the leader in a $50+ billion growing industry, and that's what really he likes.
Yeah, and that's the video conferencing industry.
Yeah,
got that right. Yeah, no, I think the pandemic changed all of that. So, Mark, there's a lot going on. Let's talk about 2023. How do you see things happening?
Well, based on what George is telling you, I mean, we see it as a very exciting year. We see these new clients all coming on board recently on a continual basis, and we're working with some new clients as well that we think that can bring in a lot of business for us. And besides all that, we started a Reg A. There's no reason not to say it. It's a public statement. It's on Edgar as well. And the Reg A just got started. We have some key investors that are already supporting us in that. And we definitely have room for a couple more investors if people are interested and definitely want to trade professionally.
Okay, so you're looking for more investors with the Reg A. How can somebody find out more about that?
The best way is them just go to our website or call either one of us at the office number.
Okay.
They would get us. And we would work with them very well, or they could talk to our broker-dealer, which is Spencer Clark.
Okay, all right. And George, you brought in also Ovation Ventures. to help grow the reseller channel. So talk about that, and how does the reseller channel help the business?
Sure. If you look at all the big, especially in cybersecurity, if you look at all the big companies, IBM, Apple, Microsoft, Symantec, McAfee, all these big companies, they grew because they built a sizable reseller channel so that you have resellers selling your product for you. Because, other than that, what are you going to put in 200, 300, 500, 1,000 salespeople worldwide? You build your channel. Every one of them grew through channel. We recently talked to several other major companies, some of the names that we're just saying, and they told us 80, 90% of our sales are through a reseller channel. So what we did was Mark found a company called Vation Ventures, and they have a channel as a service program. We met with them several times. We signed up for it. So now what they're doing is we've already identified all these channel partners. They know over 2,000 channel partners, and our contract with them is to introduce us to X amount of those channel partners. And right now they're setting up meetings. We just finished all the presentations, all the training, all the education that needs to go with it, completed all the documentation. And so now with the new year, we timed it for the new year, they're now starting to introduce us. I have 3 meetings in the next 2 days with channel partners, potential channel partners, and some of these are, one of them's a multi-billion-dollar company. And no one of the channel partners, no one is under $50 million. So they're all pretty sizable organizations, and some of them have 5, 10, 500 salespeople that can go out there. And what's the easiest thing for a channel partner to do? Go to his existing customers. Yeah. And they don't have to rip and replace anything. Our software complements what they already sold to their existing customers. Yeah. So they're adding on that extra layer of security. So that's why channel is so important to the growth of any company.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting.
And just to set it straight, first of all, Vation Ventures did come to us. It wasn't my great idea.
It was
a great idea from our IR firm. They came up with this idea, and they're phenomenal. I mean, Google, Cisco, all these major companies have used them, and they work with them very well. So they are the top notch.
Yeah, because when you think about it, you've got this great product, but you somehow have to let people know it exists, and so this is where it sounds like the
biggest problem.
Yeah, it sounds like. So, any final thoughts, Mark?
Well, definitely. I mean, we definitely have a great product, and it's a phenomenal capability, phenomenal time frame. We definitely, are looking for new investors, if there are any out there to be had. And we definitely see this 23 as a fantastic year for us. We see it very exciting, keeping up with all these new clients. And we have a couple new clients that we say, we don't know exactly, we can't give you their names at this point, but they're looking to come on board, and they're big clients. And they're not even through Vation Ventures. So we expect some new clients from Vation Ventures that'll get us resellers, that'll get us clients. So we see a lot of business going on the next 2 quarters, and we feel it's a very big time, very great time frame for us. And besides that, this January 20th, Friday at 4 o'clock, we're having our first annual, or a major annual meeting for the company. It's being held virtually, so we will be, hopefully all the shareholders, well, many of the shareholders will join us, and we'll describe as much as we can in terms of where we're heading and what 23 looks like, besides looking like a great year for us.
Interesting. And can prospective investors watch that as well through the website, or?
You have to be a shareholder.
You have to be a shareholder. Got it. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I look forward to updates. You guys coming in more this year, and tell us how everything's going.
Fantastic.
Great.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.